What's up, everyone? I am TokuTylor, and today we will be talking episode 2 of Kaito Sentai Lupinranger vs. Keisatsu Sentai Patoranger. This was a really great episode, it really was. I enjoyed it very much. So to begin, we pick up where we left off with the Patorangers morphing into their suits for the first time. Very cool. And then they face off with the Lupinrangers and the Gangler, whose name is Garato. I hope I'm saying that right. They battle, we get some cool action scenes between both teams finally, and the monster gets shot in the butt. That was funny. But eventually, both Red Rangers get in their own way, and the Gangler escapes. Both teams sort of face off, like they face each other, and as usual, the Patorangers say that the Lupinrangers are under arrest and all that, and the Lupinrangers don't care. They just summon their Zords and fly off, but now the Patorangers have their Zords, and they launch theirs as well, and we get some really awesome vehicle scenes, just really cool. Also, this is the first time we ever get to see, like, the intro and the opening music, too, which is really awesome, because both teams have their own song, but in the intro, they both play at the same time. It's like they're working off of each other. It's really cool to hear both songs. It's really awesome. And then once the intro is over, we go back to the vehicles. Again, really awesome vehicle scenes. I love it. Just the dial fighters flying around and everything, and the dial fighters flying around, and the trigger machines racing around too. Really cool. We get to see all their attack modes too, except for Lupin Red's. He doesn't really use his attack mode yet, but still, they're really cool. They're really awesome. And I loved when Trigger Machine 1 used its attack mode and, like, boosted forward. I love that. It was so cool to see that shot. Really, really awesome. And then as Lupin Red is escaping, the Patorangers create a ramp for Pato and Ichigo, and he just shoots up the ramp. It's just really, really cool. And then as he jumps to Lupin Red's jet, he misses, and it's just a funny moment. He just falls to the water, shouting, "Curse you, thief," or something like that. It was funny. I like that moment. And then we go back to the Lupinrangers cafe, or their bistro, I guess, and they talk about how, the Patorangers are a problem, and how they're the ones who have to defeat the Ganglers themselves, not the Patorangers. Like there's a reason for it. Because eventually in this episode, we find out why they hate the Ganglers, why they became Lupinrangers in the first place. But soon after the bistro, we see things from the Patorangers side when Pato and Ichigo is talking to the people whose places were burned down by the Gangler, and we get to see that as a cop, all he wants is justice for the victims that the Ganglers have done wrong to. Like, it's cool though, but Lupin Red goes to the crime scene where they battled the Patorangers and everything, and we get to see that moment, and it's real. He's a cop. This is what he does. So it's really cool. And then after that, the Lupinrangers have flashbacks as to why they became Lupinrangers in the first place. Apparently, each of the Lupinrangers had someone they cared about that was frozen and killed by a Gangler. Possibly the same Gangler, seeing as many of them have a single Lupin collection item, and they were all frozen, so I'm guessing this is going to be a major plot point later in the show with this one Gangler who freezes people. And we see that Kogure, the butler guy, tells each of them that the Lupin collection can grant any wish, even to get those who are thought to be lost back, which is really interesting. We see their motivation for why they're doing this, and the fact that they want to defeat the Ganglers is because a Gangler killed their loved ones. So we get some backstory, at least. It's really cool. So that's how they got started as Lupinrangers and why they've been fighting the Ganglers ever since. So it's really interesting to see this side of them. I'm curious to see more of the Patorangers, because I don't want them to just be police officers who just hunt down bad guys. I know, but it's some backstory at least. This is only episode 2, so we'll probably get more in the future. Soon after that, the Gangler returns, and then both teams are notified and eventually show up afterwards. They transform, and we get to see the Patorangers transformation sequence, which is really cool. Really cool. They like shoot up. They're like these giant version of their badges, and the actual badge gives them their suit, and their helmets form. It's really cool to see. Really awesome. And I noticed in this sequence that they have ties on their suits. I didn't know those were ties until I saw it like shape up on the suit, which was really cool. I thought that was nice, a nice touch for it. They start fighting over who will beat the Gangler, the Lupinrangers or the Patorangers, and we know why the Lupinrangers want to do it, and we know why the Patorangers want to do it. So Lupin Red gets his team out of there because he wants the Patorangers to win this one, just because he saw it from their side at the crime scene. So it's really it's a really good moment, I guess. That's probably how it's going to go for this series. One team's going to win, then the next time the other team might win, stuff like that. But we'll see. And then the Pato Rangers use their Pato Mega Bows, which they're able to command the foot soldiers. They like line them up to like destroy them or something, which was kind of weird, but I liked it. And then, soon after the foot soldiers are taken care of, it's time to finish the Gangler, so they take out Good Striker from a case. Apparently, they had him this whole time, and they use him for their final attack. And with that, really cool, putting him on the changer, really awesome. And then the Patorangers fuse into Patoran Union, or Patoran Yugo, I guess is what it is, which is a very cool form. I wasn't sure about the whole fusing thing at first. I thought it was kind of weird. I don't know, but I like it. It looks good. It's basically just Patron Ichigo with like pink armor and green armor on each side. Like, it's cool. But they fuse together, and they use Good Striker for the one-shot strike to destroy the Gangler in one blast. It's really, really cool. And I just want to point out that I love when they freak out about being fused together. They start like arguing with each other even though they're in the same body. I thought that was a really fun moment. So, after the Gangler has been destroyed, the boss of the Ganglers gets Goshu, the female Gangler, to revive the monster with a piece of the collection, making him giant. She has this gun thing which revives the safe. Like, that's the only thing left of the Gangler, apparently, is the safe. So it makes him giant, that's how we're going to get the giant monsters now, so that's interesting. It reminds me of Zhuoger. I mean, how they would send that female monster down to use that coin to give him an extra life or something. But it reminds me of Zhuoger, but okay. So the Lupin Rangers then summon their vehicles, and Good Striker chooses to help them out, thus forming their mech, the Lupin Kaiser, which is a really awesome mech. Like I said, it's my favorite of the two, so I love everything about it, and I love Good Striker. He's just a fun character as well. Really awesome. And then we get to see that the VS changers work as controllers in the Zord cockpits, which are really interesting. They have more uses, so that's cool. And then Lupin Kaiser forms, and he's really cool looking. I love it. It's so cool, and it's especially in the episode because it's like nighttime, so it's like dark out, but you can see like the glowing eyes, and just really cool. So he's using jet boosters, flying around and everything, and I love that there's a little Good Striker puppet in the cockpit with them. I think that's cool. I don't know. I really like those kinds of characters in the shows, like when there's a little mascot guy. I don't know. I like it. I like Good Striker. He's cool. And then they're flying around, blasting the Gangler and everything, dodging the attacks, ruining the city, I might add, because there's some buildings that get kind of, blown up. But still, they use their final attack by summoning a giant VS changer for Lupin Kaiser, which is really cool looking. And then they fire a barrage of bullets, defeating the Gangler, and, winning the day, I guess. So the Gangler's defeated, and we end with the Patorangers showing up at the bistro face to face with the Lupinrangers, and we get a look at Lupin Red saying, "Do they know?" Like it's cool. It's another meetup thing. I don't know if every episode's gonna end like this with them meeting face to face every time, but it's cool. It's a fun moment. They're probably just there to have some dinner or something, but it's cool. Or I guess breakfast since it was night time when they faced the Gangler. I don't know. But anyway, my final thoughts on the episode. It was a great episode. I really enjoyed it. We got some story on the Lupinranger's past, which is really cool. The vehicles are definitely cooler than I thought they would be, like in action. Like it was really cool. Good Striker is a fantastic part of the episode. I love him so much. He's so cool. And I can't wait to see the next episode next week. So, really cool altogether. Really awesome episode. I enjoy this series so much. It's so fun. It's a first, two team Sentai. It's really cool. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. This has been TokuTylor with the episode 2 review of Lupinranger vs. Patoranger. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.